Hello guys. Today we're doing another part here. Um, I did double checking. I actually did 6 games in part two. Um, and I didn't realize it, but that's okay because we'll do 5 here, and the last part's gonna have 4, which I'm fine with because these games are bigger and they're gonna take a little longer to get through. So it works out as long as everything's done in order. It is what it is. But yeah, this one, Banjo-Tooie. We're gonna kick things off here with that. So released in 2000, has 8.5 out of 10 on IMDb with about 800-ish user votes on a Wikipedia reception page. Metacritic gave the game 90 out of 100. All game 4.5 out of 5 stars. Edge 7 out of 10. Famitsu 33 out of 40. GamePro 4.5 out of 5 stars. Game Revolution a B+. GameSpot 9.6 out of 10. IGN 9.4 out of 10. Next Generation also gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Game Revolution considered the game less repetitive than Donkey Kong 64 and a worthy successor to Banjo-Kazooie. Nintendo Power referred to the game as the perfect cross between Donkey Kong 64 and Banjo-Kazooie, noting that it features less backtracking between levels than Donkey Kong 64 does. Publication also stated that the only disappointment was how Rare resolved the stop and swoop bonuses. N64 magazine editor Mark Green felt that although Banjo-Tooie delivers a decent complement of clever puzzles and enjoyable run and jump moments, it did not feel as fresh or exciting as the previous Rare platformers. Graphics were considered some of the best on the N64 due to their rich textures, long drawing distance, and real-time shadow generation, but were criticized for their inconsistent frame rate during certain points in the game. Nevertheless, some critics agree that the occasional frame rate drops do not hinder the gameplay in order to attract players from the game significantly. Game Revolution said that the game was beautiful, but it did not meet the same level of awe as its predecessor. The game was also praised for its humor, with Edge commenting that its characters are impossible to dislike. The gameplay was highlighted for the size of the game's world. Games Radar described Banjo-Tooie as a game that requires a massive time investment on a player's part, saying that keeping track of what you can do next or where you can revisit to get something new requires either a photographic memory or copious note-taking. Similarly, GamePro remarked that the game is so large that players might lose their way and forget what they are supposed to do. GameSpot praised the game's level design and progression for constantly requiring players to collect jiggies. Despite the praise, Edge concluded that Rare should have innovated more instead of simply copying the formula of Super Mario 64. On the Xbox 360 version, which is probably the one that's gonna pop up for this, developed by 4J Studios. It was released in 2009 on 360. The features a smoother frame rate and high-def HD graphics and supports the stop and swoop connectivity with the Xbox Live Arcade version of its predecessor, allowing players to unlock the bonuses including in the original N64 version, as well as the new content related to this version, the 360 version. Using the swoop items in the Xbox Live Arcade version of Banjo-Tooie also unlocks additional bonuses in the LOG Lost Challenges downloadable content for Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. Xbox Live Arcade version of this game received mixed to favorable reviews from video game critics, featuring an aggregate score of 73 out of 100 on Metacritic. Okay, so let's see how it holds up. Yeah, 360. Yep. Just do him. Tears have passed since Gruntilda Wish was defeated by Banjo and Kazooie. After falling from her tower, she was buried underground, where she remains until this very day. Okay. They're kind of going for the spooky side of things in this one. Big fucking drill, jeez. Huh. Okay. Oh. Hadouken! Just a fucking Hadoukens. Or is it called Hadoukens? I don't quite remember. Or fucking Ryu or whatever shoots the balls of energy. I forgot what they were called. Man, it's a lot of cutscene here. Yeah, I can see this being a graphical update. It's kind of hard to say for comparisons because they're both 360 ports, so they both kind of got a good equal treatment. But you can still tell a little bit. Oh god, no. Oh fuck. Bottles got killed. What the fuck? Man, the cutscene's so long, the screen almost fades to black without controller response. Jeez. Alright. Finally. are the controls anyway? Let's see. First person, attack, dive, jump. I don't know what red does. Crouch, follow camera, crouch. Yeah, kind of the same as the last game, kinda, really. Well, it seems like it's not as many complex controls, maybe. I don't quite remember. Alright, that's... Shit. I don't know what that does. We got a lot of... I don't think I need those stuff up there. Oh well, I'll get it anyway. Oh, it's going the other way. Went in a circle. I think I did that the last game too. Go up here, maybe. Golden feathers, interesting. try this out for a little bit, then we'll move on to the next game. Shit, already a fucking boss fight. Sweet, I should get that. Shit. Alright, we'll call it good. Seen enough of that. And that took 20 minutes. Well, not 20 minutes for the game, but it took a chunk. Alright, next is Conker's Bad Fur Day. This one was released in 2001. It has 8.9 out of 10 on IMDb with about 1,300-ish user votes. On the Wikipedia reception page, let's see. Oh, this is massive. Okay. Game Rankings gave the game 89%. Metacritic gave the game 92 out of 100. All Game 4 out of 5 stars. Edge 7 out of 10. GamePro full 20 out of 20. Game Revolution B+. GameSpot 9.3 out of 10. IGN 9.9 out of 10. IGN said not only is it quite possibly the most hilarious title ever created, but the selection of crude jokes, over-the-top violence, and sexual content featured is only one up of the game's remarkably deep, well-paced level design, tightly knitted control mechanics, beautiful graphics, and amazing sound quality. Many publications and websites declare the graphics were the best on the N64. Next Generation wrote that the title has the unusual rare qualities of top-notch graphics and incredible worlds. Official Nintendo magazine described even the gross out levels as drop-dead gorgeous and explained that amazing detail on the brilliant film spoof stages take our beloved N64 to new heights of visual pleasure. Critics noted that the game featured a number of technical effects that were uncommon at the time, especially for the N64, such as varied and crisp textures, dynamic shadowing, colored lighting, large areas with long draw distance, no distance fog, detailed facial animations, lip syncing, and individually rendered fingers on some characters. GameSpot went so far as to say that the game makes other N64 games look like 16-bit software. Casamania praised the detailed 3D worlds, fantastic texture work, and the cute character designs. They remarked that Conker himself is equipped with an in-game facial animation system that realistically portrays his different moves as he travels the lands. When he's scared, he looks at it, and when he's pissed off, players will actually be able to see his teeth showing in a frown. Reviewers noted occasional frame rate drops, but most agreed they did not interfere with the gameplay. Game's audio and diverse vocal track were widely praised. Critics credited the voice acting for its different accents and styles, with cleverly lewd scripts and dead-on movie spoofs. Most reviewers agreed that the jokes were clever, funny, and well-delivered. GamePro felt that the wildly diverse weird missions were a sublime satirical genius making up for the linear gameplay. However, some criticized the humor for being juvenile, misogynistic, and overfilled with profanity and bodily humor, and Slate felt the shock effect would go away within an hour. Slate magazine called an example of the lack of actual mature console games for socially adjusted, non-outcasted adults who enjoy video games. Official Nintendo magazine described the game as a monster-sized game. Either you die laughing well before the end, or it will take you months of dedicated gameplay to reach it. The gameplay was highlighted for its unconventional, context-sensitive pads. Casamania noted that they help keep the action shifting, refreshing, and always exciting, and credited Rare for reducing the number of items to collect. Game Revolution positively described the gameplay as a statistical flow between gameplay and cutscenes. While there's only one path to traverse the game's big world, the enjoyment came in thinking what to do next. The Slate wrote its diverse set of bizarrely creative scenarios motivated gamers. He was, however, bothered by the game's lack of clear direction on where to go, which resulted in long-length wanders that only ended in stumbling upon the next required area, and felt that many puzzles lacked logical coherence and depended too much on trial and error. Edge remarked that the pads made the game little more than a procession of barely connected and puerile mini-games. Criticism was also targeted at the game's erratic camera system, simplistic action, short length, and linear nature. N64 magazine felt that the camera system does not allow players to properly judge their position within their surroundings. GameStar remarked that it can get caught on objects or refuse to obey commands. San Francisco Chronicle reported that camera being occasionally immovable and getting into frame objects that block the player's view, making worse an experience where the character is difficult to control, especially when required to jump onto small areas. Multiplayer modes garnered mixed responses. Casamania and Game Planet considered them inventive and praised the numerous options, adding longevity to the product. On the other hand, GameSpot say that most modes failed to stand the test of time, and although stating they were a welcome bonus, considering them to be filler, also criticized that the responsiveness and control setup of single-player mode was not suitable for the fast pace of the multiplayer battles. And there's other stuff too, but we'll keep things moving. You can do up to 4 players for this. So let's see how well this one holds up. Yes. Yes, I am old enough for that shit. Is that Banjo up there as an Easter egg? Game 1. Oh, what's that? Oh, interesting. Alright, let's see how many cutscenes go into this. I did read that this game, in case there's some differences, yeah.
did I come to this, may you say? And who are those strange fellows that surround my throne, may you also say? Well, it's a long story. Come closer, and I'll tell you. It all started yesterday. And what a day that was. It's what I call a bad fur day. I'm gonna be a bit late. Well, met up with a couple of the guys, and they're off tomorrow to some, I don't know, fight some war somewhere. Anyway, I'll see ya. Love you. I think she wanted. Conker, put the phone down. Oh, right. Whose round is it? Yours. What, again? Okay. Someone lend me a $5. I don't feel so good now. You guys enjoy yourself and all that, and I'll probably see you sometime next week. I gotta go home. I'll go this way. Oh, no, that's the toilets. I'll go this way. Yeah, that's bad. I'm not too good tonight. Ooh, hang on a sec. Sorry about that, old chap. Gotta go. Can't quite make it out. Anyway, it seems pretty familiar to me. What's that? This way, I suppose. More milk, Sire?
Uh-oh. Dead. Frickin' dead.
Oh, no. those days.
Oh, okay, awesome.
I don't feel so good. Oh, that's the last time I take it.
Oh, inverted.
Sick.
Oh, I hate this. I hate the inverted camera. I hate it because it doesn't make any sense. Why turn right to go left and left to right? I think I have to swim. I guess that's not gonna work. Like he gets little floaties. Hold on, what are the controls? Nope, don't know what they'll be.
What's that? Who are you?
Oh, hello. Can you help me? I need to get home. I'll go to bed.
I love the
I
bloodshot
don't feel very
details.
well at all.
Oh, no. No.
Oh, so you can't help me at all?
Actually, yes, I can. Maybe.
Okay. What's your name?
Really?
Beardy. You haven't got a beard.
No. Birdie. I scare birdies.
Okay, Birdie. So can you help me?
Right. Let's step over here. You see those buttons? Actually, you'll find that they're context sensitive. And, well, actually, they, press B.
Press B.
Oh, yeah. The line goes on. And it makes this nice ting. Right, a ting noise. You guys ting. No, ting. That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll press B. So, what does that mean?
It means contact sensitive. It's sensitive to context. Try over there.
Okay.
Or you can try it again.
Oh, just what I needed. In fact, it would seem to me that these give me just what I need at that moment in time. Oh, I see what he means. Context sensitive. Clever. Oh, I feel loads better. Right, let's get out of here. Oh, and by the way, if for whatever reason you want to skip all these wonderful cutscenes, then just press the L button. But you will have to have watched them at least once. Oh, I can't seem to get any further. Ah, yes, now I remember. Now then, what was it? Then again to do that. Are you sure you got that?
Wow, I didn't die. What's going here? Oh, it just turns me on that side. Shit. Oh, I can hold it. Okay. That might help a little bit. Ah, fuck! Jeez. Oh, sweet. Fuck me! Too lax. Shit. This is a little tricky, I will admit that. Platforming has never been my strong suit. I will say though, once I do make it, I'm... Alright. Frick. So that's where I'm supposed to go. Did I go the wrong way? Shit. No, there's more. Fuck me. Alright, I'm gonna give it one more try. If I don't make it, then I'm gonna go to the next game. Don't want to get too hung up on this. I know we didn't see much, but if you guys want me to see more of any of these games, like more of a dedicated thing, let me know. I can do that. Gotta be. Fuck. Alright. I can see the complaints though about the platform and the camera and shit. That even though with this touch up, it still feels a little rough. But yeah, still a solid one for sure. All right, next one here. It's gonna be interesting. So also on a quick side note, that Conker's Bad Fur Day was also re-released on the original Xbox, and it did well too. And they did some updates to it from that time period, and that I think that's the port they showed with that. This one here, Grabbed by the Ghoulies. This came out in 2003. It's rated E. It's 7.4 out of 10 on IMDb with about 80-ish user votes. This one's not as covered. Metacritic gave the game 66 out of 100. 1UP.com gave it a C+, Eurogamer 8 out of 10, Game Revolution a C, and IGN 7 out of 10. Graphics and animation were praised by critics. 1UP stated that the cel-shaded graphics were perfect for the spooky theme of the game and that the smooth animation resulted in the enemies appearing endearing. Eurogamer was less impressed by the graphics, stating that the game never blew him away but always kept a high standard of creativity. However, Jennings did praise the animation and character designs. Game Revolution gave praise to the game's visuals, comparing them to be sharper and clearer to the visuals of Banjo-Kazooie, but noted the character design still seemed tied down to the past, being more suited for the N64 than the Xbox. The game was criticized for its simplistic gameplay and lack of innovation, so that the game's biggest problem was its unchallenging gameplay, stating that it was repetitive. He compared it to the gameplay of the 16-bit era. Game Revolution stated that the gameplay appeared interesting at first but grew tiresome the longer the game was played despite its short length. It was noted that the gameplay was not groundbreaking and similarly stated that the game relied heavily on what is particularly a 16-bit gameplay, which became troublesome during the later half of the game. Game Revolution's review also criticized the camera control, stating that the use of the triggers to rotate the camera was on the clunky side. However, it was felt the camera was fine and did not provide any obstruction. So, it seems like they just kind of kept doing their thing of like what they did for Conker's, Banjo-Kazooie, and all that just on Xbox original. Let's see how this one goes here. Definitely a spooky game. I'm sure we should have taken a right back there. Now we're lost and there's a storm coming. We need to find some shelter and fast. How about that old house? Of course. That's funny. Oh, wow. Next village. Listen to the guy. Fairmont Ghoul, how dare he? God, they barely come in and they're already getting attacked. Jeez. Alright. Hopefully. Imps. Oh, I attack. Oh, sticks. Double stick. Kind of happy that kind of like it let you go straight to the gameplay. I found that refreshing. What a butler name, Crivens. Cooper. Okay. Just jump scares. This is actually pretty cool. I kind of like this. I think we'll get one more. Is that like a steroid kazooie right there? Alright, we're gonna call it good. I mean, that loaded super fast. Just to kind of keep things moving. But yeah, overall, I do like this game. I can definitely tell what the criticisms, though. This is a very, very old school game. In the way that it's designed and everything. It definitely feels like, I mean, hell, I mean, it did even less than Conker's Bad Fur Day, and that was straight on N64. So I kind of understand the criticism of the game just feeling too conservative and simple, but I mean, I love like the design of it. It definitely feels like old school horror, like the comic book design is like old school horror. You know, setup and everything just feels, I enjoy it. I mean, but yeah, it definitely probably would have benefited with more. I mean, in terms of like doing a straight playthrough of it, I mean, it's probably a very enticing one to do just because of the simplicity of it, but it is what it is. But that one, overall, I like it, but I can understand the criticism. Let's see, how many do we have here? 1, 2, 3. So we got this and Perfect Dark 0. Alright. Let's see about this one here. Kameo. Let's see. Alright, so this game here, a little bit more on this one here than that one. This game came out in 2005. It's rated T for teen, has 7.0 out of 10 on IMDb with about 200-ish user votes. Wikipedia reception page. Metacritic gave the game 79 out of 100. 1UP.com gave it a B-. Eurogamer 5 out of 10. G4 4 out of 5. GameSpot 8.7 out of 10. GameSpy 4 out of 5 stars. IGN 8.4 out of 10. Times gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. So this game was a launch title for the 360. So this had a lot of expectations going in. Let's see. Viewers praised the game's graphics as setting standards for the new console. IGN saw the game as a good demonstration of the 360's graphical possibilities, and Eurogamer considered the degree of detail even at long distances and in the processor intensive scenes unprecedented in a console game. Though he had a few points of reference for the new console, IGN wrote that the extremely detailed HD graphics appeared worthy of the 360's next generation Monkier. When paired with surround sound, experience was almost overwhelming. Reviewers also noted the game's vivid color palette. GameSpot wrote that developers balanced the visual elements to appeal to children and adults alike. OneUp.com wrote that the game looked marvelous, but was sometimes dragged by too much occurring on screen. Critics praised the core morphing concept, but criticized its repetitive gameplay and awkward controls, easy combat, disorganized introduction, and overemphasis on tutorial. Eurogamer wrote that though the fundamental idea was good, the repetitious combinations of elemental attacks were rarely novel and often laborious. The excitement of realizing a puzzle solution was often ruined by the player's struggle to perform the task correctly. It was wrote that the game's design constrained players and bred apathy. For example, tutorials followed the scenes in which they would have been useful, cutscenes left no puzzle solution to imagination, puzzle solutions were rarely revisited after their first use, and character dialogue overstated the importance of simple puzzles. There was a desperation for the freedom to experiment without forced guidance. The game hardly ever stops telling you what to do, which was said. IGN agreed that there was too much help, while alternatively appreciated the continual challenge and activity density of Kameo's level design, with townspeople interspread within the level's action. It was found that the game's combat easy but fun, especially enjoyed the slow time combat. Eurogamer said that the relative pleasure of the combat was ultimately worth little, as the player could use basic attacks and avoid most major upgrades throughout the whole game. GameSpot added that the character upgrades were required for maintaining interest in the gameplay, but the game does not incentivize finding such combinations. OneUp.com too found the gameplay balance and puzzle design insped. Reviewers found the story and the character design in Kameo's character lackluster, but largely like the other characters. Game Informer said that the story tracked through every imaginable video game cliche and failed to build emotional attachment. IGN noted that he spent little time as Kameo, the character. He found that the elemental warrior is more useful, interesting, and original, felt that the 10 powers were balanced so as to make each worth playing. It was agreed that the multiple character options represent a rare breadth of player choice. OneUp.com wrote that only a few of the characters had abilities worth regular using and called a terrible character design typical for the developer. IGN thought that Kameo's character was comparatively less interesting than the rest of the cast. GameSpot agreed that Kameo visually appeared generic, while other characters' environments had exceptionally inspired style. Alternatively, Play thought of the breathtaking female lead as the quintessential fantasy icon. Man, this is a lot of information. Reviewers made positive remarks about the game's orchestral score and voice acting. GameSpot wrote that added choral tracks during intense in-game moments gave the game epic overtones, though IGN thought the score made the game environments feel delusively majestic. Eurogamer found little joy in the verbose dialogue, which he often skipped during important scenes. GameSpot considered the voice acting amusing with good quality. They also praised the level of nuance in the sound effects, such as those made as characters walked. IGN reported that the game had no major technical issues, which was a major concern in the protracted run-up to the game's release. It was also found that most of its levels did not appear to leverage the 360 advances in areas apart from graphics. Eurogamer, on the other hand, fought the controls and camera throughout the game, and lamented a particular issue in which the camera would spin 180 degrees when the main character was hit, which made the path of retreat harder to see. GameSpot also lamented the camera. GameSpot found Kameo to be technically outstanding and praised its automatic game save features, short loading times, steady frame rates, and detailed display on both standard and HD televisions. OneUp.com wrote that the Kameo was technically impressive to the point of overwhelming the gameplay. Critics noted the game's length as shorter than expected, with about 10 hours of content. IGN had little desire to replay the solved puzzles, and Eurogamer was even eager for the game to end. Play planned to return to the game, but wrote that they would have to prefer 5 more hours of single player over the Xbox Live features. Reviewers were largely unimpressed with the extra Xbox Live cooperative play and score attack features. Play had hopes for the game and Psychonauts to rekindle developer interest in the 3D platforming genre, but concluded that such games were likely not to return. IGN did not find the game to live up to its publicity as a competitor against the Legend of Zelda series, though GameSpy thought the game's boss battles were comparable. One of the account notes several traditional rare flourishes, lots of color and graphics effects, puns for characters' names, but ultimately wrote that Kameo was proof that Microsoft had received exactly what they paid for in this acquisition of Rare. GameSpy said that Rare had avoided its usual tropes of making players collect many items of poor character design and made a worthy launch title. Times wrote that the game was more cerebral than the console's other games, which were stereotypically about driving, football, or shooting. GameSpot noted that the game was the most accessible launch title to players of all ages. In summary, he thought the game was a suitable fit for players' first experiences on the new 360. There's also some downloadable content. There was some retrospect stuff. Yeah. Sequel was considered but ultimately canceled. So there's more information on it, but I'm not going to get too into it. Just going to go right into the 360 thing. Yeah, I'm going to keep this short because I'm like an hour 9 in or whatever. And I still got a whole nother game to get into. Hopefully with Perfect Dark Zero, I can keep that one on the shorter side. Especially this one. Based on what I've read, I don't really plan on playing this a whole lot. Some multiplayer leaderboards. Just do normal. Just a game. It's fine. Achievement unlocked. Oh wow. But 0 G's. Okay. You know, I remember this game growing up, seeing some stuff about it, actually.
High among the clouds, Kameo was bestowed with a fabled transformation magic. But her sister's jealousy released a dark shadow from our pasts, rekindling an ancient conflict between the trolls and the elves. With her family held prisoner, Kameo is their only hope.
Shit.
Well, Kameo, your power lets you transform into elemental warriors, and their abilities will help you reach the top of the castle and find
Alright, I appreciate the jump right into the game. Shit. Shit. I will admit, it does look fantastic. I do like the look of it. But at the same time, I do see the genericness, like, a lot. And I definitely get the feel of it being a rare game.
now. Your pummel weed form can deliver quick jabs and uppercuts. Just what...
Alright.
ramps and slopes, perfect for getting around this crumbling castle.
You want to escape?
I love this guy. Oh shit. Yeah, I get it, I get it. Oh, there's the ramp. Shit. Oh, fuck. Frick. Okay. Okay. I think after this cutscene, I'm gonna put a pause on this. I know it's a little short, but I really don't want to get too invested. Especially when they just jump you in the game right off the bat. I mean, the other videos, they only took as long as they did because the cutscenes were so freaking long. I mean, this in itself, so far, I think it's cool. I do say though, I do kind of agree that the characters you use to do puzzle solving are a bit more interesting than the main character themselves, but that's just a brief glimpse. To be honest, I think the game's good. I don't have any problem with it until for as little stuff I played of it. I do agree with what I've read. It does come across a tiny bit generic. But to be honest, I don't. It's not awful. I think that's kind of the curse with being a launch title is that you get an expectation to be a trendsetter, and when you don't quite do that, you kind of get forgotten even more often than maybe other games even. But I'm kind of happy it's getting a little recognition. I did a little more reading. There were plans for a sequel to the game, and it was supposed to be a little darker and a bit more mature and more open world, but they canceled it because they decided it just wasn't good enough the first time around. Which I don't know. I think it could have done better if it was allowed to do that. Well, it is what it is. But next here we have Perfect Dark Zero. This will be the last one for the video, and these last four will be in the final part. So Perfect Dark Zero. Let's take a look at Perfect Dark Zero. See how well that one did. Here, let me bring it up here. This game actually came out 5 years later from the first one, which was on N64. This game came out in 2005. It's rated M for mature. Has 6.3 out of 10 on IMDb with about 400-ish user votes. The Wikipedia reception page. Take a look at that. It's a big one too. Jeez. This game had 81 out of 100 on Metacritic. 1up.com gave it an A. Edge gave it 7 out of 10. Eurogamer 7 out of 10. Game Informer 7 out of 10. GameSpot 9.0 out of 10. GameSpy gave it 4 out of 5 stars. IGN gave it 8.4 out of 10. GameSpot felt that the game champions the 360 with its excellent assortment of single and multiplayer game types as well as its incredible good looks and dynamic, intense action. It's concluded that the game delivers just about everything you could hope for the FPS from an FPS. IGN praised the game's replay value, but also criticized single-player aspects such as the weak AI of enemies, commenting that they never display any advanced assault tactics. The graphics were highlighted positively. People were impressed with the amount of lighting and motion blur effects, and noted that the excellent character animation helps make the guns feel as powerful as they look. GameSpy considered the graphics as a stunning look at what the 360 hardware is capable of. I think this could have been, on a side note, I think this was a launch game as well, I believe. It also admitted that the animation is a little too slow and sometimes creates an unwelcome sense of cartoonishness. IGN credited the attractive gun models, explosions, sprawling vistas, but felt that some areas, such as the South American ruins, can unsuccessfully look too shiny. Game's audio was said to feature heavy-hitting weapon effects and fantastic moody soundtrack that gives each mission its own pulsing rhythms. Game's weapons were very well received. Edge praised their weight, stating that each weapon encourages strategic play with their secondary functions. Critics generally agreed that the roll and cover system worked well and that they did not feel overpowered, but some criticized the fact that players need to be in a specific spot to use the cover mode. Reviewers considered the story and voice acting to be weak. IGN said it is almost impossible not to notice how laughably bad it is and that many plot twists are presented and then never resolved, but also meant that it does not really factor into the gameplay. Games Critics reviewer commented, "It's always sad when there's voice acting in game and I find myself being embarrassed for the voice actors." Nevertheless, GameSpot added that the weapon sound effects and music score easily drown this out. Publications judged the co-op aspect of the game well. Eurogamer praised the fact that the missions were designed with co-op in mind and noted that, for example, the third level has the main character providing cover for the father as he hops from one point to the level to the next. In single-player campaign, the dad is computer controlled, but co-op lets you take direct control of those actions, making the experience a much more engaging affair all around. Multiplayer matches of the game were widely well received. GameSpot stated that the excellent weapon selection, flexibility of options, high-quality maps, and smooth online performance make for a rock-solid competitive shooter. IGN stated similar pros, calling it enormous. 1up.com reviewer also praised the multiplayer, but observed that constantly roll dodging to avoid enemy fire at close range, combined with the exceptionally slow movement speed of your character, can occasionally be highly frustrating for beginners. Despite solid reviews, numerous publications ranked that Perfect Dark Zero did not meet expectations. According to game critics, it took Rare a whole console generation to do it, and the wait wasn't really worth it. Game Informer found the game underwhelming, reviewing it under the tagline, "Don't believe the hype." In a positive review, GameSpy praised the game for doing many things well, but acknowledged that it was not a killer app. Edge said that the game falls short, especially when compared to Halo Combat Evolved, a successful first-person shooter that was released as a launch title for the original Xbox. At the 2005 Spike's Video Game Awards, the game was nominated for Best Original Score and lots of awards there. Yeah. So this game did well, but it was not considered as good. No, I don't. Release. Yeah, I prefer the release way of doing it. Some people like alphabetical, I like release date. Alright, so let's take a look at this thing here. So I believe, on a side, story-wise, this served as the prequel to the original Perfect Dark. And we go back to the 360. And a side note, I actually do have the physical game for 360 of this. before I did all this, I was waiting to get the Perfect Dark on and 64 and review them back to back. But never got the chance quite yet to get the original. So I have to. Oh, what's this? Tet. Ooh, wow. Nice. I would say, imagine getting the 360 at launch, and you got this as a launch game, and you saw that intro, you'd be pretty fucking hyped. Alright. Alright, let's look at options. Player setup. No, I don't need that. Game setup. Nothing there. Okay, so this is online. Oh, Samsung ad right in the corner, jeez. I'm not gonna mess around with that like I did last time when I did the original Perfect Dark. I'm just gonna go straight to this just for simplicity's sake. Yeah, middle's fine. Alright. So let's see how this goes. Like I said, I'm not going to try to hinge too much on because it's an hour 25. The last one was like an hour 35, 38. So
yourself, Joe.
I'm going to try to make...
property now. Our employer wants you to break in, undetected. Mega corporations don't take kindly to intruders. Security is tight. Cameras, laser tripwires. Nothing you can't deal with, but I'm on hand just in case. Let's start with that spider bot up there. It locks down the door for repairs. No time to hang about. Shoot it and get out.
Oh, inverted? No, I'm not. Oh, right there.
What is it with those things? Got one. And the other. Okay, get going.
Oh, I love this. I just gotta say this, I really love this already. Just moving and being in the environment and everything.
Single laser tripwire. Crouch and sneak beneath it. I thought security was gonna be tight. You're kidding. All this security just to protect wooden crates? Whatever. Smash him up and get to the door. Only way in is through that sensor field. Dive through it. You'll be okay. You make it look easy. Dodging's great for avoiding enemy fire. They can't get a lock on you when you dive.
Yeah, they didn't plan the voice acting out for fucking up.
You're coming up on a security camera. I broke its link to the main system, but it's smart enough to shut the door if it spies you. Stand on the waypoint and shoot it out from cover. You gotta be quick off the mark with this thing. Give it another go.
What do I do? Yeah, I guess I'm lost already. Oh. Oh, okay. Keep missing it.
Nobody does it better. You can always
There we
hide
go.
to attack enemies from safety. Huh? Thought this route was secure. You want to take them out from cover? Guess Datadyne security is getting smart to our little break-in. I can't access controls for the door up ahead. You're gonna have to hack it yourself. Get to the door's controls and bring up your data feed.
Reloading! Cover me! You're shot! She's a wounded bird. Cover! On me! Hell yeah!
Get over to the door and bring up your data feed.
Stand by locked door.
See the blue blocks? They're intrusion countermeasure electronics. Eyes to you and me. Hit the cursor when it's over the blue blocks to knock them out. Hit a white
Oh shit. There we go. Took me a minute to figure it out. Alright,
Made it past the security, Joe. Now for the job. Our employer wanted you to deliver a package. It's a cam spy. Comes equipped with an electromagnetic pulse for busting electronics, and half a K of cyclonite for busting everything else. Hit the trigger, and it's instant fireworks. Your job is to pilot the cam spy down to the CPU and nuke it.
Destroy CPU.
Looks like you got a handle on the cam spy, all right. You ready to take out your target? There's a vent shaft ahead that leads down to the CPU. Look, no, come on, Joe. You didn't expect a clean run, did you? Trace the wires from the laser grid back to the circuit and take it down with an EM pulse. That's it. Now for the opposite circuit. Nice one. This is the last one.
Oh, where do I short circuit?
Aim directly at the circuit to take it out. Make sure you're looking straight at the circuit before firing the EM pulse. Schematics are showing an intake pipe overhead. The final circuit must be above you.
Ah, okay.
That's it. You made it, Joe. The CPU is dead ahead. I'm arming your cam spy's explosives now.
There we go.
Spider-Bucks! Out of control! Move! Move! Shit!
Evacuate the platform. This is not a drill.
Joe, come in. Over.
Damn it, Chandra. Knew I should have rigged those explosives myself.
Hey, what's life without a little excitement?
That explosion knocked the sense out of you, kid?
Jack, Core can't control the spider bots any longer. They're heading for Joe.
Get up on
Shoot! Over here! Spider-Bot's got me trapped. Get rid of him, and I can get us out of this place. Hate spiders. Hate Spider-Bot's more. Now I know how lab rats feel. I'll get power to the door. You see any more of those SOBs? Drop them.
Alright, sweet.
Okay.
Haha, 2005 Ray music plays. I love the music. Oh shit.
Could use another gun here. Watch your fire. Follow me.
Oh, they're good guys.
Mayday! Mayday! R&R has been compromised! We need immediate evac!
Spider-Bot's connecting to the lab's life support. Take care of it and get out of there.
Don't leave me here. Oh, come on, you're not happy.
Get everyone out of this area! If there's anybody still alive, make for the deck! It's your only chance!
Way to go.
I think it's this way.
Jeez.
Help! Somebody help! The CPU is offline, the Spider-Bots are out of control!
Joe, grab some serious weaponry from the lockers up ahead.
Lock and load.
Jackson, where are you? There's a group of us. We sealed up the recording lab and welded the door shut. I don't know how long we can hold out. It's too late. I think there's one inside.
Reload. Time out.
Somebody help me! How do we get out of this place? That's hard work. There's about 50 Spider-Bots heading my way. Damn it! The size of this place.
Oh, it's already over there. Jeez. I missed a lot.
We've not got much time. Life support's failing, we're losing pressure, and the structure's taking the worst of it. She'll not last much longer.
I'm not closing this to two months. I'm not leaving without it. Come on.
Operations here. We lost access to
Come
the
on, Laurie.
CPU.
Gotta
Does
elevate
anybody
these
know
towers.
visual
We
Unix?
gotta get out of here. You're shouting. Not helping. I'm going as fast as I can. Door's not gonna hold. Just gonna run for you a minute or two. Like the sound of that. Swarm must be hundreds. Hey, it's not as if your day's gonna get much worse. Help me, you goddamn woman. Hold up there.
Boy, sentry gun? I guess I missed that, I guess.
Target has breached the north elevator. Don't let her escape.
Stick swarming with guards, Joe. Take them out from cover.
Get over here! She's in
Shit. Oh well, I'll call it good with that. And that went to 145, so I failed. I failed to keep it shorter. I got way too invested in this. Ah. Alright, let's leave this. Oh boy. But yeah, that's part 5 there. I mean, I like the Perfect Dark Zero. I really actually love that. I actually really love it. I mean, the flow and fluid of it just appeals to me. And it's weird, like, games that end up being some of your favorites, they often pick you before you pick them, if that makes any sense. And I will say, even with the original N64 Perfect Dark, I really dug that too. Alright, so the last part's gonna be 4 games, supposed to 5, because we did 6 in part 2, inadvertently. So it'll be Viva Pinata, Jetpack Refuel, Viva Pinata, a sequel, and then another Banjo-Kazooie game. So yeah, we're getting close to the end of this. All these are multiplayer games too. So we'll see how these next ones go up. Hopefully the next video will be shorter because it's only 4 games. But yeah, overall, another solid set of games. I will say one thing that really I'm struggling with reviewing these games is the fact that it takes so long to get into them because of the cutscenes. It takes too long. I kind of wish they weren't as extravagant. That's why I like the Perfect Dark one. That's why I like it when these newer games just kick you right into the game because it's so refreshing sometimes. But yeah, overall, they're still solid though. Not really a bad one there for that group. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. In case you want to chat with me, Mike, or anyone else at the Camping Company, you don't want to use the YouTube comment section, we do have a couple options. First one is we have a Discord channel. You can find a link to that about page / about section of our channel. We also have a new community tab on the channel, and you can chat with us through that as well. We also have a Patreon page in the works. The main goal of the page is to raise money for the channel, to give the channel a bit bigger of a budget, to do more ambitious things, and also to start making merchandise for the channel, which we aim to be geared toward the aspects of the channel you guys enjoy. So any support for that will be much appreciated. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like the videos, and have a good day.